Righto, so today what we're going to do is we're going to increase numbers or decrease numbers by percentages. And in real world, when you're likely to do this, is you might be decreasing it because you're going through the shop and it's got a percentage discount. But to bring things up by percentage seems like a strange idea. But if you do, and probably when you do, because most of us end up working in retail at some point, when you're marking stuff up either by GST or by marking it up by the amount that you sell it for, then you're going to need to increase things by percentages, okay? So for example, I used to manage a nursery and all the plants that we bought at wholesale, we would mark up 120% plus GST to sell. So we'd have to work out what the price was that we put on them in the shop by increasing them by percentages. So in the first example in question 6 there, what we want to do is we want to increase 250 by 45%. And what we want to do is we want to make this nice and simple for ourselves. We don't want to create a nightmare. So the fastest and easiest way to do this is to do it by doing it as a decimal. So in my phone, in my calculator, whatever I've got handy, I'd take the original price and I would times it by 145%. And if I change that into a decimal, I make it 1.45. Seems a little bit strange that I'd increase it by 145% when it tells me to increase it by 45%. But remember, I don't want to lose the value of that. So let's say I am in the retail shop and I am the staff member who has to mark up all the products by 45%. If you just times that by 0.45, you're going to end up with roughly half of $250. And you don't want to sell it for less than what you bought it for, okay? So you're going to mark it up all 100% and an additional 45%. And then you literally just pop that into your calculator. And then you'll find that that will be 290, that should be more than that. Let's try that again. That's better. $362.50. Okay, I'll do a couple more of those for you in a minute. If we need to decrease something by 30% though, you guys need to think about this slightly differently. It's not that easy to work out what 30% of that is and then take it away from the original. You'll end up with a bit of a mess. You will be able to get to the answer, but it's easier to use your friends of 100. So we talked a little bit about this. Imagine that this is you paying tax, okay? You don't really care how much money you get paid. You care how much money you get paid after tax, because that's the bit that you get to actually take home. So if I'm decreasing 6,800 meters by 30%, what I've really got is I've got 70% of that amount. So I type it in as 70% or 0.7, and then I can stick that into my calculator. And I go 6,800 times 0.7, and I get 4,760 meters. So I'll go again for you, okay? You have to think about this carefully. When you guys get your first job, Sundays are awesome, okay? Because what you'll get is you'll get time and a half. You want to be the good employee on casual rates that gets the Sunday shift, because you get penalty rates. And no offense, when you guys start work, your pay rate is going to suck, okay? So even if you're on, $10 an hour, which is probably going to be pretty good for your first job, if you get to work on a Sunday and you get time and a half, you're getting 150% of your wage. That means you get $15 an hour, which is much better. And if you work public holidays like the Easter and Christmas holidays, you'll often get double time, which is 200% of your pay. So then all of a sudden you're working for $20 an hour instead of 10, and it's much more worthwhile, okay? Similarly though, in question 7 there where we're decreasing, you might think of this as being either like a discount in a shop, maybe something's 30% off, or you might be looking at how much you're going to get taxed, which is, might be 19% of your wage. You're not really worried about what the discount is. I'm not that fussed about how much I'm saving. I'm more interested in what the new price is. So in that instance, you're going to have to think of friends of 100, okay? So if you want to make yourself some cheat notes, when you're going up, remember it's 100 and something percent or 200 and something percent. When you're going down, you're looking at friends of 100 to be able to calculate it.